Question 1. Which of the following statements best describes the principle of indemnity in an insurance contract? A. Indemnity means that an insured will receive an amount equal to their premium payments. B. Indemnity ensures that an insured is compensated to the exact amount of their financial loss without profit. C. Indemnity allows the insured to recover double their loss as a compensation for emotional distress. D. Indemnity implies that an insured can choose any form of payment, including cash or in-kind benefits. Answer. B. Explanation. The principle of indemnity and insurance is meant to restore the insured to their financial position before the loss occurred without allowing any profit from the insurance payout. Option B correctly explains this concept, as indemnity only covers the financial loss and does not permit compensation beyond this amount. Option is incorrect because it describes premium payments, not the indemnity concept. Option C is incorrect because it involves compensation for emotional distress, which is not typically covered under indemnity. Option D is incorrect because indemnity usually involves a specified form of compensation like cash value or replacement, not multiple forms at the insured's discretion. Question 2, scenario-based. Jessica, an adjuster, is handling a claim where a tornado has caused extensive damage to a homeowner's property in Mississippi. During her investigation, she finds that the homeowner was only partially truthful about the pre-existing condition of the property. Jessica knows that providing false information violates ethical standards but is unsure how to proceed in terms of settlement. Based on Mississippi regulations and ethical guidelines, what should Jessica do? A. Settle the claim based on the homeowner's original statements to expedite the process. B. Deny the claim in its entirety due to the dishonesty, as any untruth voids coverage. C. Document her findings and discuss the discrepancies with the insurer before making a settlement decision. D. Ignore the discrepancy since the tornado damage is clear and focus solely on adjusting that part of the claim. Answer. C. Explanation. Mississippi adjusters must adhere to strict ethical standards, including honesty, integrity, and thoroughness in claims handling. Option C is correct because Jessica should document her findings and consult with the insurer before finalizing the settlement. This aligns with her ethical obligations to conduct a fair investigation while ensuring that any discrepancies are addressed. Option A is incorrect as it bypasses her responsibility to verify the accuracy of all information. Option B is too severe. Typically, only material misrepresentations would lead to a full denial. Option D is also incorrect because ignoring the discrepancy could lead to an improper settlement, violating ethical standards for accurate and thorough investigation. Question 3. When calculating the amount owed in a property insurance claim under a policy with a coinsurance clause, how does an adjuster determine if a penalty applies? A. By comparing the deductible to the replacement cost of the property. B. By comparing the policyholder's actual coverage to the required coverage, then applying a coinsurance penalty if underinsured. C. By adding the deductible and replacement cost, then dividing by the coinsurance percentage. D. By multiplying the claim amount by the policy limit to determine the penalty. Answer. B. Explanation. In property insurance, a coinsurance clause requires the policyholder to maintain a certain percentage, e.g., 80% of the property's replacement cost in coverage. If the insured amount is less than this percentage, the policyholder becomes responsible for a share of the loss, known as the coinsurance penalty. Option B accurately describes this calculation method where the actual coverage amount is compared to the required coverage amount, e.g., 80% of the property's replacement cost, to determine if the policyholder met the coinsurance requirement. Question 4. Under Mississippi's Fair Claims Settlement Practices Act, which of the following actions by an adjuster could be considered a violation? A. Offering a settlement within 15 days of the claim report. B. Failing to acknowledge the claim within 10 working days. C. Providing a detailed explanation for a denied claim within 30 days. D. Making a partial payment on the claim within 30 days while continuing the investigation. Answer. B. Explanation. Under the Mississippi Fair Claims Settlement Practices Act, insurers and adjusters must acknowledge receipt of a claim within a reasonable period, typically within 10 working days. Option B describes a violation of this requirement. Option A is not a violation, as a prompt settlement offer can be acceptable. Option C aligns with proper practices, as a detailed explanation for denial within a reasonable time frame is required by law. Option D is also compliant, as partial payments may be made while further investigation continues, provided this is communicated with the claimant. Question 5. Which of the following best describes the purpose of reinsurance? A. Reinsurance allows insurers to avoid paying out large claims by transferring all liability to a third party. B. Reinsurance enables insurers to increase their underwriting capacity by spreading risk with another insurer. C. Reinsurance provides policyholders with additional coverage directly through a secondary insurer. D. Reinsurance is required by law for all insurers in Mississippi. Answer B. Explanation. Reinsurance is a tool that primary insurers use to spread their risk, allowing them to underwrite more policies without exposing themselves to the risk of large losses. Option B is correct because it correctly explains how reinsurance increases an insurer's underwriting capacity. Option is incorrect because reinsurance only transfers part of the liability, not all. Option C is incorrect as reinsurance agreements are between insurers, not directly with policyholders. Option D is also incorrect as reinsurance is not a legal requirement but a strategic option for insurers. Question 6. An adjuster is investigating a property claim for fire damage. The policy includes another insurance clause, which states that losses will be shared proportionally if other insurance policies cover the same property. If the insured has two policies, one with a $100,000 limit and another with a $50,000 limit, how will the claim be split if there is a $30,000 loss? A. The first policy pays $20,000 and the second policy pays $10,000. B. The first policy pays $15,000 and the second policy pays $15,000. C. The first policy pays $25,000 and the second policy pays $5,000. D. The first policy pays $30,000 and the second policy pays nothing. Answer A. Explanation. With another insurance clause, losses are paid proportionately according to each policy's limit relative to the total available coverage. Here, the total coverage is $150,000, $100,000 plus $50,000. The first policy covers two-thirds of the total coverage, $100,000, $150,000, and the second policy covers one-third, $50,000, $150,000. Therefore, the $30,000 loss is split as $20,000 for the first policy, two-thirds of $30,000, and $10,000 for the second policy, one-third of $30,000. Question 7, scenario-based. Mr. Thompson, a Mississippi adjuster, is handling a workers' compensation claim for an injured worker. During his investigation, he finds that the injury report conflicts with the medical documentation provided. Additionally, Mr. Thompson has discovered that the claimant previously filed multiple similar claims. Based on Mississippi's ethical guidelines for adjusters, how should Mr. Thompson proceed? A. Dismiss the claim as fraudulent due to the conflicting evidence. B. Request an independent medical examination to verify the injury details. C. Offer a settlement that is lower than the standard amount due to the claimant's history. D. Finalize the claim based solely on the original injury report without further investigation. Answer B. Explanation. Mississippi's ethical guidelines for adjusters require fair and impartial claims handling. Given the conflicting evidence and previous claims history, Mr. Thompson should verify the accuracy of the injury through an independent medical examination. Option B. This allows him to proceed with fair, substantiated information. Option A is incorrect because dismissal without proper investigation may constitute unethical handling. Option C is also unethical as it unfairly penalizes the claimant based on history without direct evidence of fraud. Option D disregards important information that could impact the claim's validity, potentially violating ethical obligations for thorough investigation. Question 8. Which of the following best describes the adjuster's fiduciary responsibility in a Mississippi insurance claim? A. The adjuster is responsible for ensuring maximum payment to the insured regardless of claim validity. B. The adjuster must always prioritize the insurer's interests over those of the insured. C. The adjuster is obligated to act in the best interests of all parties, ensuring honesty and integrity in handling the claim. D. The adjuster should adjust claims based on personal discretion rather than state regulations. Answer C. Explanation. In Mississippi, adjusters have a fiduciary responsibility to act in good faith, ensuring fairness and honesty in all dealings with both the insured and the insurer. Option C correctly describes this duty. Option A is incorrect, as the adjuster should ensure fair payment based on coverage, not necessarily the maximum payout. Option B is misleading because while the adjuster works on behalf of the insurer, they must balance both the insurer's and insured's interests ethically. Option D is incorrect, as claims must be adjusted based on established state laws and policies, not personal discretion. Question 9. If a Mississippi homeowner's insurance policy includes a windstorm exclusion and the home is damaged during a hurricane, which of the following would be accurate regarding coverage? A. The insurer is still responsible for all wind-related damage since it was caused by a hurricane. B. Only water damage from flooding would be excluded, or wind damage would be covered. C. The homeowner may not receive compensation for wind damage if it falls under the windstorm exclusion. D. The policy's windstorm exclusion will automatically be waived during state-declared disasters. Answer C. Explanation. The windstorm exclusion in a homeowner's policy means that damage caused by wind, regardless of the source, such as a hurricane, is not covered. Option C correctly identifies that the homeowner may not receive compensation for wind damage due to this exclusion. Option A is incorrect because the exclusion applies to wind damage specifically regardless of the cause. Option B is incorrect because flooding and wind are separate perils and both would be reviewed per policy terms. Option D is inaccurate as exclusions do not automatically waive during state-declared disasters unless the policy explicitly states so. Question 10. In Mississippi, if an adjuster receives a demand for a claim decision, what is the maximum period allowed by law for the adjuster to make a decision after receiving all necessary information? A. 15 days. B. 30 days. C. 45 days. D. 60 days. Answer B. Explanation. Under Mississippi law, an adjuster must make a claim decision within 30 days after receiving all required documentation. This regulation ensures timely claims processing and protects policyholders from undue delays. Question 11. Mississippi law requires that certain notices are provided to policyholders in specific situations. If an insurer decides to cancel a homeowner's insurance policy due to non-payment of premium, how many days' notice must the insurer provide? A. 5 days. B. 10 days. C. 15 days. D. 30 days. Answer B. Explanation. In Mississippi, an insurer must provide a 10-day notice before cancelling a policy for non-payment of premium. This gives the policyholder time to rectify any payment issues before the policy is terminated. Question 12. Under Mississippi law, how long must insurers retain records of claims files? A. 1 year. B. 3 years. C. 5 years. D. 7 years. Answer C. Explanation. Mississippi law requires insurers to maintain claims records for at least 5 years. This allows regulatory bodies to review claim handling practices and ensures that relevant records are available if disputes arise. Question 13. An insured in Mississippi is filing a claim after fire damages their home. If the policy has a replacement cost provision, which of the following best describes the type of reimbursement the insured would receive? A. The insured receives the depreciated value of the damaged items. B. The insured receives the amount it would cost to replace the items with new ones of similar kind and quality. C. The insured receives the actual cash value regardless of replacement cost coverage. D. The insured receives reimbursement only after they replace the items. Answer B. Explanation. A replacement cost provision allows the insured to be reimbursed for the cost of replacing the damaged property with new items of similar kind and quality. This is different from actual cash value, which would account for depreciation. Question 14. When an adjuster in Mississippi handles a third-party liability claim, which of the following actions would most likely violate their ethical responsibilities? A. Settling a claim within the policy limits. B. Contacting the claimant's attorney directly without permission. C. Conducting a thorough investigation before determining liability. D. Maintaining open communication with all parties involved. Answer B. Explanation. It is generally considered unethical and potentially illegal for an adjuster to directly contact a claimant's attorney without prior permission, as this violates protocols of fair communication and professional boundaries. Question 15. Which of the following best describes the principle of insurable interest as it relates to property insurance in Mississippi? The policyholder must have a financial interest in the insured property at the time of purchase only. B. The policyholder must have an emotional attachment to the property. C. The policyholder must have a financial interest in the property at the time of loss. D. Anyone can insure the property regardless of interest. Answer C. Explanation. In property insurance, insurable interest means the policyholder must have a financial interest in the property at the time of loss. This principle prevents individuals without a stake in the property from receiving insurance payouts. Question 16. Scenario-based. An adjuster in Mississippi is handling a claim for wind damage to a policyholder's roof. The policy includes a percentage deductible for windstorm losses. If the policyholder has a $200,000 policy limit and a 2% windstorm deductible, what amount will the policyholder be responsible for before the insurer pays? A. $400, B. $2,000, C. $4,000, D. $6,000. Answer C. Explanation. A 2% windstorm deductible on a $200,000 policy limit means the policyholder is responsible for 2% of $200,000, which equals $4,000. This deductible amount must be paid by the policyholder before the insurer covers the remaining loss. Question 17. In Mississippi, which of the following best describes an adjuster's lien? A. A lien placed by an adjuster to guarantee their fees. B. A lien granted to adjusters by the state for unpaid claims. C. A legal right allowing adjusters to take possession of insured property. D. A lien that permits adjusters to pursue insurers for their clients' unpaid claims. Answer A. Explanation. An adjuster's lien is a right that allows an adjuster to claim fees owed to them by attaching a lien to property or funds until payment is made. This protects the adjuster's financial interest in cases of non-payment for services rendered. Question 18. Which of the following is considered an unfair claims practice under Mississippi insurance regulations? A. Offering a fair settlement within 60 days. B. Failing to provide a reason for claim denial. C. Requesting additional documentation for a claim. D. Investigating a claim within a reasonable time frame. Answer B. Explanation. Under Mississippi law, failing to provide a reason for claim denial is an unfair claims practice. Insurers are required to explain why a claim is denied, ensuring transparency and fairness in the claims process. Question 19. If a policyholder in Mississippi requests a copy of their homeowner's insurance policy, how many days does the insurer have to respond? A. 5 days. B. 10 days. C. 15 days. D. 30 days. Answer D. Explanation. Mississippi law mandates that insurers must provide policyholders with a copy of their insurance policy within 30 days of a request. This provision ensures that policyholders have access to important documents in a timely manner. Question 20. An adjuster in Mississippi is reviewing a policy that includes an actual cash value clause. Which of the following would the adjuster consider when determining the payout for a covered loss? A. The original purchase price of the item. B. The current market value of the item without depreciation. C. The replacement cost of the item with depreciation deducted. D. The sentimental value of the item to the policyholder. Answer C. Explanation. Actual cash value is calculated by taking the replacement cost and subtracting depreciation. It accounts for the current value of the item considering its age and condition rather than the original purchase price or sentimental value. Question 21. What is the minimum liability coverage required by law for auto insurance in Mississippi for bodily injury per person? A. $15,000. B. $25,000. C. $50,000. D. $100,000. Answer B. Explanation. Mississippi requires a minimum of $25,000 in liability coverage for bodily injury per person in an auto insurance policy to cover expenses if the policyholder is at fault in an accident that injures another person. Question 22. If a Mississippi insurer cancels an auto insurance policy for reasons other than non-payment, how many days' notice must they provide to the policyholder? A. 10 days. B. 20 days. C. 30 days. D. 45 days. Answer C. Explanation. In Mississippi, insurers must provide a 30-day notice if they cancel an auto insurance policy for reasons other than non-payment. This regulation gives policyholders sufficient time to seek alternative coverage. Question 23. Under Mississippi law, what must an insurer include in a cancellation notice for it to be valid? A. The premium due date. B. An explanation of the reason for cancellation. C. The agent's contact information. D. A copy of the original policy. Answer B. Explanation. The insurer must include a valid reason for cancellation in the notice, providing transparency and clarity to the policyholder regarding the grounds for terminating coverage. Question 24. An insurance producer in Mississippi is prohibited from misrepresenting the terms of an insurance policy. This prohibition is an example of which of the following: A. Fair claims practice. B. Misrepresentation law. C. Fraud protection regulation. D. Truth in underwriting law. Answer B. Explanation. Misrepresentation law in Mississippi prohibits producers from providing misleading or false information about a policy's terms, conditions, or benefits, which helps maintain honesty in insurance transactions. Question 25. When Mississippi policyholders request mediation of a property insurance claim, who typically covers the cost of the mediation? A. The policyholder. B. The insurer. C. The Mississippi Department of Insurance. D. The cost is shared equally. Answer. C. Explanation. The Mississippi Department of Insurance covers the cost of mediation for property insurance claims, allowing policyholders a fair opportunity to resolve disputes without incurring additional expenses. Question 26. In Mississippi, how long does an insured have to file a lawsuit against their insurer after a claim is denied? A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 3 years. D. 5 years. Answer. B. Explanation. Mississippi law allows an insured up to 2 years to file a lawsuit against their insurer following a claim denial, providing a reasonable time frame for policyholders to seek legal recourse. Question 27. If an insured in Mississippi is seeking coverage under an uninsured motorist policy, which of the following scenarios would NOT be covered? A. The policyholder is hit by a driver without insurance. B. The policyholder is involved in a hit-and-run accident. C. The policyholder is at fault in the accident. D. The policyholder is hit by an underinsured driver. Answer. C. Explanation. Uninsured motorist coverage only applies when the policyholder is not at fault. It covers incidents involving drivers without sufficient insurance or hit-and-run situations, but not when the policyholder is responsible for the accident. Question 20. Mississippi insurance law requires that producers maintain records of transactions for a specific period. How long must these records be retained? A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 3 years. D. 5 years. Answer. D. Explanation. Producers in Mississippi must retain transaction records for 5 years, ensuring that adequate documentation is available for review if necessary. Question 29. Which of the following would be considered an unfair trade practice in Mississippi? A. Offering low rates for low-risk drivers. B. Adjusting premiums based on state regulations. C. Rebating part of the premium to the insured to secure their business. D. Refusing coverage to high-risk applicants. Answer. C. Explanation. Rebating or offering part of the premium back to the insured as an incentive to purchase a policy is considered an unfair trade practice in Mississippi and is prohibited. Question 30. In Mississippi, which of the following statements is true about the Commissioner of Insurance? A. The Commissioner is appointed by the Governor. B. The Commissioner serves a 2-year term. C. The Commissioner is responsible for enforcing insurance laws in Mississippi. D. The Commissioner can set insurance premium rates directly. Answer. C. Explanation. The Commissioner of Insurance in Mississippi enforces insurance laws to protect consumers and ensure the industry operates fairly. The Commissioner is actually elected to a 4-year term by the public.